Have you played Helldivers 2? If you haven't but the name rings a bell, then I hate to say it, but you're a victim of one of the most brilliant, effective, and perfect marketing tricks I've ever seen. But here's the twist. What if I told you it was all by mistake? If you're as confused as I was while doing the research, then buckle in, my dear Homo sapien, because this is, I hate to say it, about to get crazy. How Helldivers 2 accidentally did the impossible. Don't forget to subscribe. 2008, Sweden,
Skellefteå.
A small group from
Luleå.
University of Technology got together and formed a game-making group called Arrowhead Games Studios. Though it started from humble beginnings and was very simple, they had a gift for thinking outside the box. Their first game was called Magica, and while it got some complaints here and there about a few bugs, crashes, and connecting issues, we'll get to that in a second, this game went on to win Game of the Year in the Swedish Game Awards 2008. That's big. Where the heck did this come from? Well, the game was centered on a unique magic system. While allowing you to combine all different kinds of spells and magic, Magica also did away with several standard and common features that other games in this style used, like the fact that there was no mana was crazy. Now, while there were a few bugs here and there, Arrowhead did a pretty stinking good job at working hard to patch them all up. On top of thinking outside the box and daring to do things differently, they also cared greatly about their fan base. Remember these key points, my friends, we'll be using them later. As the years went by, Arrowhead released 2 more games that also did decently, but it was in 2015 where our story really begins. While Magica did very well, it was easily put to shame by Helldivers. Set in a world where humanity is fighting evil aliens, elite soldiers known as the Helldivers must stand strong and tall against the waves of enemy aliens. It was super fun. A top-down wave survival kind of game that, had you working along other players to defeat the enemies. It was awesome. People loved it, and it had a lot more players than Magica. It was with Helldivers that Arrowhead became a thing. And while they were still a small group with only about 100 employees, this game really helped get the name out there. Everything was looking great for this company. As time went on though, the numbers started to die away, and before you knew it, Helldivers was just another game that was. It had its time, but this just wasn't it anymore. Behind the scenes though, Arrowhead put all their eggs into one basket and decided to take a chance for romance and make a Helldivers 2. If this failed, they could have very easily kissed their company goodbye. So everything relied on this right here. Hold on, somebody tried to call me and then canceled. What the heck? Okay, he's back. And he's gone. Oh, there we are. Hello! Is this thing working? Yes, it is. Oh, he hung up. Hello. Oh, and he's back. Hello. I can hear you. What is it? What a marvelous piece of metal. It's called a phone. Now, how do you live in the future and not know what that is? Don't mind the old geezer. This old fart's got a few tricks up his sleeve. Like what? Ah! Oh my god, you shot me in the leg! What are you doing? Don't mind the old geezer. This old fart's got a few tricks up his sleeve. You just said that! Don't mind the old geezer. This old fart's got a few tricks up his sleeve. What is happening? Just subscribe. Now starts the fun and the crazy. It was during the 2023 PlayStation... Ooh, you say it like that, bro. It was during the 2023 PlayStation Showcase that we got our first glimpse of Helldivers 2. It also gave us a pre-order date of September 22nd, 2023, so hey. Not long after, we got some more trailers, and then finally, the game was officially released on February 8th of this year. And to say the game did well would be an understatement. While it's only officially playable on PlayStation and PC, it's still exceedingly impressive. When it comes to Steam players alone, Helldivers beats Among Us and Terraria. Shocked? Just wait. Helldivers 2 is the most successful game to transfer from PlayStation to PC in terms of players, even beating God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. When it comes to PlayStation players alone, it ranks up there with Star Wars Battlefront 2, World War Z, and Destiny 2. In its 3rd week on PlayStation, it became the 3rd most played game for that entire 7-day period. Player count wise, Helldivers 2 is gaining on Call of Duty. What they've been able to pull off is something that most companies only dream of. Helldivers 2 is Arrowhead's 5th game. This is how much influence they have now. Now, where does this come from? Why is this game doing so well? I mean, so well. What if I told you, though, it was all an accident? It was a mistake. While Arrowhead started out with a bit of money and made a lot more profit from Magica, over the years, they didn't really make any groundbreaking games or huge accomplishments, especially when it came to the money side of things. If I'm gonna be honest, half their games up until Helldivers 2 weren't anything big or crazy. They were just games that existed and did alright. Helldivers 2, on the other hand, was a smashing success. Rumors tell that it sold, quote, well over 5 million copies, and that's across PlayStation and PC. quite impressive to say the very least. Now, where did this come from? 5 million people didn't just buy the game because it was new. There is a reason, and that reason was marketing. Now, here's where it gets very, very interesting. Arrowhead didn't do much in the way of advertising Helldivers 2 before it was out. We got a couple trailers and it showed up in that PlayStation thing, but that's about it. Nothing special. Until a certain third party did what it naturally does and added a whole lot of spice into this situation. It was only a matter of time until Helldivers 2, a game that picked up on but only improved multiple features from the first game, which in turn also dared to think outside the box, caught the eye of the beast that is known as the short-form content creators. Simply put, Helldivers 2 is absolutely perfect for TikToks, Reels, and Shorts. All and every kind, everything. And let me tell you something, my friend. If you ever somehow make it to the Hall of Fame Shorts, or whatever, you're not going to be forgotten for a while. Well, until the 4-year-old with the mental brain capacity of a goldfish who just scrolls down for 0.4 seconds and forgets all about life before that cliff they're watching right then, but the world we live in now. My point is, Helldivers 2 just perfectly matched not one, but several kinds of short-form content. You got the silly moments that are whipped into memes along the way. You got the heroic moments that are turned into heroic moments. You get the crazy stuff that's turned into crazy stuff. It all works. Literally every bit of it works. Everything works with Helldivers 2. Nevertheless, the game blew up after hitting the mainstream audience of the Shorts Kingdom. Now, is this the only reason that Helldivers beats Terraria player count-wise and has been the third most played game on all of PS5 for a week straight? Nope. The short-form content creators, or SFCC for short, only opened the door. What's inside, though, was just as special and definitely had its hand in the popularity. Let me introduce you to what was behind the door that the SFCC so kindly opened for us. Thank you very much. Enter the community-driven galactic campaign. Across the universe of Helldivers 2, there are a huge amount of planets that need liberating from evil alien control. You may be part of one of these planets, fighting alongside other players in this community to push back the alien threats and continue to spread democracy across the known universe. Basically, the story of Helldivers 2 is completely up to the players and these communities. It's such a genius idea. Allowing the player to be part of this game is a feature that will live on forever in the hearts of the fan base. We all know the gaming stories we've kept over the years. You know, like the time I lied down in Star Wars Battlefront and tricked the enemy into thinking I was dead, only to spring up and fill his booty with so much blaster power that he radiated brighter than the sun on a good day. But hey, what Helldivers 2 is doing right now will become these stories, fables, and legends that we still cherish and remember and smile to this day, but years from now. Helldivers 2 is really a special game, and while it's currently only available on PS and PC, I've heard rumors that it may be coming to Xbox very soon, so something to look forward to indeed. Simply put, as a small group from a Swedish university set out into the world of game making, they were special for two particular reasons. While their games were different and, somewhat diverse when it came to the setting and theme, they all dared to do things differently and to see things outside the box. And the second reason being that they cared greatly for their audience and players. Arrowhead utilized both these and in 2015 created a game by the name of Helldivers. It was fun and by far the most popular game they made, but as time went on, it slowly lost the excitement and interest it once had. Arrowhead decided that a sequel was next on their list and worked very hard for going on 9 years now on Helldivers 2. And when it was released in February of 2024, this year, I could understand them being surprised by the results. With a few changes from the first game, best example would be changing from top-down perspective to third person. Helldivers 2 might just be the perfect game when it comes to making short-form content off of. The short-form content creators, or SFCC, picked up on this super quick, and shortly after, Helldivers 2 tapped into the mainstream audience in one of the most extreme, entertaining, and exciting ways I've ever seen. Now, the SFCC only opened the door and showed the world, or mainstream audience that they appeal to, just how special the game is. On top of it being perfect for making memorable and exciting memories in the heat of battle, but the community campaign system just rocks. Get together with your family, get together with your friends, with your pets, with your local alien who wants to spy out Earth and report it back to their mothership disguised as a human. Get together and work together to fight against the aliens and do something you won't forget for years. As a team, you decide the story. What a game. Well, what do you think? I'm actually excited. Definitely an interesting one, but to be honest, I was actually shocked when doing the research. I was putting the story together and I was like, you got to be kidding me, this is awesome. I enjoyed making this video. If you have anything else you'd like to see me cover with my absolutely awesome humor, then feel free to leave it down below. I'm excited to talk with y'all in the comments. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and remember, life is short. Play great games. Would you believe me if I said I knew how to mind control any Soulsborne player at any given time? Want an example of my superior controlling methods? Roll, dodge left, R1, hold R2, roll, R2, 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 R2,